Hey first graders, it's Mrs. Daniel from Citizenship Academy, and today we're going to work on Module 3, Lesson 2, and we're going to continue talking about things that are longer and shorter, and we're going to be comparing them. All right, let's start with some counting. Let's see. All right, so this is our objective. Compare length using indirect comparison by finding objects longer than, shorter than, and equal in length to that of a string. Today we're going to use a shoe instead of a string, and I'll tell you more about that later. But first we're going to do some counting all the way to 40. Regular counting, just counting by ones. Okay, get ready. Here we go. 1, 2, count with me, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We're halfway there. Help me count. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 10 more. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. We made it. Nice job. All right, now we're going to count by the ones the say 10 way. And we're going to begin at 1 and we're going to go all the way to 40. So the say 10 way, I'll show you. We're going to start with 10. And then the next one is going to be 10, 1. So we have a 10 and a 1 to make 11. 10, 2. 10, 3. Help me count. 10, 4. 10, 5. 10, 6. 10, 7. 10, 8. 10, 9. Okay, now this next one's tricky. 2 tens. 2 tens, 1. 2 tens, 2. 2 tens, 3. 2 tens, 4. 2 tens, 5. 2 tens, 6. 2 tens, 7. 2 tens, 8. 2 tens, 9. Here we go. We're going to add another 10. 3 tens. Make sure you're helping me count. 3 tens, 1. 3 tens, 2. 3 tens, 3. 3 tens, 4. 3 tens, 5. 3 tens, 6. 3 tens, 7. 3 tens, 8. 3 tens, 9. 4 tens. This is the same as 40. Nice work. All right, let's look at our application problem. Jordan has 3 stuffed animals, a giraffe, a bear, and a monkey. The giraffe is longer than the monkey. The bear is shorter than the monkey. Sketch the animals from shortest to longest to show how tall each animal is. So the giraffe is the longest one, or the tallest one. So I'm going to get my whiteboard. And if you want to get something to write with, a piece of paper and something to write with, that would be great. And if our giraffe is the longest or the tallest, I'm going to write a G for giraffe. And I'm going to draw all the way to the tippy top for my giraffe. G for giraffe. And he's going to go all the way to the tippy top. And then we have a monkey. And we have a bear. In the bear, so the monkey, let's say the monkey is here because the giraffe is taller than the monkey. And the bear is shorter than the monkey. So if the monkey is here, the bear is even shorter. We'll do boop, like that, to show. We have the giraffe, which is taller than the monkey. We have the bear that is shorter, smaller. So this is one way that you could show a picture to show the giraffe, the monkey, and the bear. Okay? There's many other ways that you could have shown this. You could have drawn a giraffe and a monkey if you wanted. I'm not a great artist, so I chose to draw it like this. Okay? All right, let's get started with our measurement lesson because today is a fun one. Okay, here we go. So we are going to try to measure objects that are longer and shorter. We're going to try to find objects that are longer and shorter than my foot. How can we measure this? What can we use to measure things that are longer than my foot and shorter than my foot? Well, there's lots of different things you could use. One example, you can use a string, but one thing that I thought of is we could use a shoe, because a shoe is the length of your foot, and everybody has shoes at home. So I thought that we could use a shoe to measure things today. I'm going to use my daughter's shoes because they're so cute, kitty cats. Okay. So we can use a shoe to measure as a tool. And a shoe is easier to use than trying to put our foot up against everything. That would be very difficult to try to put my foot up against a piece of paper, up against the dresser, the door. It's going to be easier if I have something I can use, like a shoe, to measure things with. All right. What do I need to make sure I do to have an accurate comparison? We talked about it in our last video. We have to make sure we align the end points and then measure. So remember in the last video, I showed you that the ends have to line up and be the same. You can't have two things and they're not lined up because then you can't measure it correctly. All right. So we're going to look at a shoe and a piece of paper. Okay? So here's my daughter's shoe. Oh, so cute. And I have a piece of paper right here. And we're going to measure. So I'm going to line the shoe up at the very end of my piece of paper. Right here. All right. Which one is longer? The shoe or the piece of paper? The shoe. And if you want to do this at home, you can pause the video and go get a piece of paper and go get a shoe. If not, you can watch me do it, and at the end, you're going to have a task to do. So the paper is longer than the shoe. Or you could say the shoe is shorter than the piece of paper. Okay, let's look at our next one. So the paper is longer than the shoe. So that means that the paper is longer than my foot or my daughter's foot. Could I use the shoe to see if her foot is shorter or longer than a glue stick? Of course I could. So let's compare a shoe to a glue stick. A shoe to a glue stick. So I'm going to line it up at the very ends of the shoe. Which one is longer? My daughter's shoe or her foot is longer than the glue stick. Or I could say the glue stick is, help me out, shorter than the shoe. Very good. So the shoe is longer than the glue stick. Okay, so now we're going to look at, so we already did the piece of paper and we figured out that the paper is longer than the shoe. Now we're going to look at a piece of construction paper and our shoe. And the construction paper is longer than the shoe again. So if we look at these two, can we tell which one is bigger? Can you tell just by looking at them like this? Not really. But what if we line it up at the end of the paper? Now can you see which one is longer? Yeah, the construction paper is longer. Both of these were longer than the shoe, if you remember. And the construction paper is longer than the white piece of paper. Okay, now I have a task for you. Go past this. Okay, you're going to go on a scavenger hunt and find 3 things. You're going to find one that is longer than your shoe. You're going to find an object that is shorter, it's smaller than your shoe. And you're going to find an object that is about the same length. So something that's about the same length as your shoe. If I was looking for something about the same length as my daughter's shoe, I found a marker and it's about the same length as her shoe. About the same length. And you're not going to be able to use your foot to measure, so instead you're going to use your own shoe, okay? So you're going to find 3 objects, one that's longer, one that's shorter, and one that's the same size. All right, friends, you guys did a great job today, and I'll see you tomorrow for more measurement. Bye!